also saw aspects of his life that others were not as privy to. The husband, the father, the grandfather. Along the way, Hal became my good friend. Hal epitomized what the great Herman B. Wells said, quote, "It's not what you do, instead it's what you help others do," close quotes. Hal always had a strong personal desire to be in the lab collecting his own research data, but he knew that a more lasting legacy would be instead by the built laboratories for others to use, and that is why we're here today. Hal had the vision to realize that exercise science was vitally important to our department and our school, and that exercise scientists needed laboratories to solve many of the real-world health issues facing our nation today. I will close with a few words about Hal's influence on my personal and professional life. In a nutshell, Hal was a person I tried to never disappoint, and that's many of us are the same. He instilled in me a sense of pride, a sense of fairness, and a sense of integrity. We often joked about our strange relationship, the Irish man from Kansas and the Polish kid from Wisconsin, sharing moments together, whether those moments were in the classroom or the laboratory, at the professional conferences or on the golf course. It has been said that we must look back on our lives to fully understand how we arrived at where we are. As I look back, the single biggest influence on my life was Hal. And I think many of us can say that. As I reflect on those moments Hal and I spent, I almost marvel that we live in a world of over 6 billion people, but as individuals, we only truly connect with a few. I will always be thankful that Hal was one of my few. Of course, we cannot change the past. I miss him every day. But a smile and a fond memory always washes over me when I come down to these laboratories, because I know that Hal's legacy and his vision will always be here at the Harold H. Morris Human Performance Research and Teaching Labs. Thank you, David Lister. I really don't know if I can add anything to that. That is pretty marvelous. Some of you have heard me say once or twice that William James once said, "If it doesn't make a difference, what difference does it make?" Well, if we paraphrase that and say, if we don't make a difference, what difference do we make? And Hal was a man who truly made a difference. He made a difference in the life of his children, his wife, his family, his friends, his colleagues. And not many of us can say that we really have made a difference. And this is a person who really did. And he was able to make a difference in this laboratory. Being named is really the insight of several different people. John Shea, the former chair of the Department of Kinesiology, deserves a lot of credit for moving this along. Vice President Terry Claypax for agreeing to allow this to happen. Dean Mobley for his wisdom and his vision over the years. There's been many people that are here today that have made a difference also along with Hal. I'm not one that believes very much in legacies. But if there was a person that has a legacy, it's Hal Morris. And we are all better because of him. Thank you very much.
I'd like to introduce Hal's family. John Minneapolis. Stand up.
I want to see us crying, Mom.
Mark from Somerville, South Carolina, where Beth and his 4 children are. Eddie and his wife Lisa and their 3 children are from Bloomington. Michael and Rachel from Santa Monica, California. Okay. Like most of us, Hal was a dreamer. He would dream of a hole in one. loving all of his grandchildren. But this afternoon, this dedication was nothing he could have imagined. This belongs to all those who have trudged through mounds of red tape or spacing allocations, budgeting concerns, planning sessions, scheduling issues, and many, many setbacks over the last 4.5 years. This belongs to those like Hal who envisioned nurturing and developing quality education and research. And this belongs to those who knew Hal well and for their own personal and professional reasons contributed in their own way to these labs and classrooms. So to all those people I say, congratulations. Job well done. He has passed you the baton, and you're running a good race. Enjoy your time in this space, and may you feel his presence occasionally and bump into his memory often. From all the Morse family, I'd like to say thank you for this legacy and for dreaming this dream for Hal. Thank you.
So thanks to all of our speakers tonight, in particular, Teresa, representing the Morse family. I won't share with you too many details about the laboratories because I want you to get out and experience them here in just a minute. But what you're sitting in is part of an over $300,000 renovation of our teaching labs. We're so proud of the fact that our students are going to have the best, most up-to-date, technologically advanced learning experiences available in the United States today, probably available in the world today. We have some stations set up, and what's going to happen in just a minute, we're going to have the opportunity for you to explore both the teaching laboratories. We have a room here, a room over there, which you may be particularly interested in because that's where the reception will be. That's where our snacks are. We also have our students who are here to go on tours of both the teaching lab as well as the research labs, which are on this side of the building. So feel free to grab one of them to join the group to wander around. We have folks at all of the stations ready to provide more information about what's going on in our teaching and our research department, because we're very proud of it. I should say just a couple of thanks before we get to the formal dedication. And the Office of Advancement, in particular Diane Mazel, Christy Wasson, the Department Secretary, Joel Steger and Rob Chapman did a great deal of work in preparing for these activities. So thank them both. The future plans will include official signage out in the halls, and so we'll invite the family tonight to see that. But most of you are faculty, former faculty, so you know the IU wheels spin slowly. And so the signage probably won't be up for a year based on the model that we take in architects. But that process has begun. We do have some temporary signs up that we'll have, that'll be a future plan, both outside the hallways as well as inside the halls. We have some plaques and some words. So thanks again.